Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Kirsten here with an Ultra League team. This team, a member of a Discord posted it and said that this was what he was running. So I decided to play around with it and it's seeming kind of promising so far. This is the last battle of a 3-2 set, and then I do a 4-1 set in this video. So feel free to watch it and see if you can pick anything up from the gameplay or the team. I have used Ampharos and Talonflame a handful of times. I've never really done much with Guzzlord. I have to say that I feel like it's kind of bulky, like hard to play with. Not bulky like a good bulk. It is, but I've just never really found success with it. I did notice though that I wasn't running an optimal moveset on it, so I did change the moveset on it, and I actually changed Ampharos' moveset as well. I was running Zap Cannon, so I switched Trailblaze for that. So here you'll see Obstagoon does super effective damage with the counter against the dark typing. So I do get to a Dragon Claw. They do shield that, so that works out well for me to get a shield. The Dragon Claw would not have done much damage to them. And here, Talonflame is a good answer to bring in because it's not going to take super effective or much damage from almost anything that Obstagoon will throw. However, I bring in the Ampharos kind of because I can threaten or I can like make them think that I have Focus Blast. But I also go for the Trailblaze here, and I'm trying to catch up here on where I was at with this battle here. Trevenant in the back, I've boosted. This Brutal Swing is going to do a lot of damage, takes them out. And now they are able to farm me down, but I do still have a shield. And like I said before, I can take a few moves here. So I think the reason I brought in Ampharos was to absorb the energy and do a little bit of chip as they were throwing all their energy, and then bring Talonflame in the end. I feel like I knew Trevenant was in the back. I think I saw it once before. So there you go. That was 3-1 set. Now we're gonna start, or 3-2 set, sorry. Now we'll start one that I went 4-1 in. I think this is a loss, this particular one. I'm doing quite a bit of damage here with the Dragon Tail. And then they do get to move with the Dragon typing. Hydro Cannon is not very effective. But I also am not going to hit hard with either of the moves because Crunch is resisted and Dragon Claw just is not that hard of a hitting move. However, they do shield, so that's good for me. And then they switch into a Typhlosion. And here I was a little bit unsure of what to switch into. Obviously, Talonflame is going to be neutral, and they're likely going to throw Blast Burn. And I was looking at the Incinerates and I'm like, well, they're not really doing a lot. I'm going to let this Blast Burn go through. And it did do a fair amount, but I did live it. So I'm going to be able to throw this Crunch here, and this will do a decent amount of neutral damage. Probably would have taken them out. So I do get their last shield, and then was able to get another, I think, 2 Dragon Claw Tails in there. So I bring in the Talonflame here, basically just to take the Blast Burn. I didn't want to use a shield yet. And it does quite a bit of damage even though it's neutral. It is a hard hitting move, same type damage, so they get stabbed. Able to incinerate down, and then they bring in Greninja again. And unfortunately I wasn't out of move. So I'm going to have to commit a shield here. They do throw the Hydro Cannon, and then they bring in Umbreon. And now I'm really not in a good spot. Not that Guzzlord would have helped much with Umbreon anyways. But as you can see there, the Fly just didn't do a lot with how bulky Umbreon is. So they get to a foul play. I am able to reach a Flame Charge. So I'm going to throw that. And I think probably the right move in this matchup would have been to throw the Flame Charge first, and then maybe a Fly or a second Flame Charge. But either way, I do manage to take them out. Oh, I did win this one. Oh, never mind. I did win that one. One of these I did lose. They gave up the match there, so good game to my opponent. So here you got Jirachi in the lead against Guzzlord, and that's actually a really good matchup for me because the dark typing resists the psychic, and the dark typing is super effective against the psychic. So as you can see there, the crunch landed and did massive damage. And here I'm trying to think of what they'll throw. It's Doom's Desire. I think they have, I don't think it's, what is it? The metal one that Metagross uses. Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash? Yeah. I don't think they have that, but I think they have, maybe somebody in the comments could let me know. I think it's not necessarily Flash Cannon, but they've got some sort of a Steel type move. So here I'm going to go for the Crunch. Against the Feraligatr, I get the drop in the defense, and I'm able to get another couple Dragon Tails in. Here I can bring in Ampharos, and gonna shield the first one, and it is a Crunch. Yeah, they do reach another move here. I do want to save my shield, so I'm going to let this go through. I know that I'll live a Hydro Cannon as well. And then in the back, they've got Giratina. So losing Guzzlord's not necessarily ideal for that, but I do have Brutal Swing. Get their shield. And here maybe this is the one that I lose, because I saved that Brutal Swing, but Talonflame's in pretty tough against Giratina, because as you can see there, 2 Ancient Powers and I'm gone. If they bait the Dragon Claw and I shield it, then they're going to take me out anyways. But with the damage that they were able to do with that 1 Ancient Power, the Dragon Claws just tears, not Dragon Claws, Dragon Breath. It just shreds me. And that Brutal Swing wasn't quite hard enough hitting. So I do shield here, but then again, we're at the situation that the Volt Switches just do not do much damage to the Dragon typing. So good game to my opponent, well played. Close match, but they were able to get that one. So here we've got Guzzlord into Swampert. Again, it's a decent matchup for Guzzlord. Just bulky, hard, and it's got a lot of health to it. Defense I think is pretty good. So that does quite a bit to the Swampert. And we're gonna let this first move go through. I was expecting an Earthquake, but it's just a Hydro Cannon. So here, miscounted. I was like, okay, well, if they throw just the Hydro Cannon, they're gonna just double throw Hydro Cannon again, but they do throw an Earthquake that time. And I let that go. So that does a huge amount of damage. But I'm able to get to a Crunch here. That's gonna do super effective damage. And they let it go through, and then I'm able to do another Dragon Tail and get them into the yellow. So here I'm going to bring in Ampharos. Again, kind of a tough situation, right, with Talonflame or Ampharos. Again, I'm respecting the Ancient Power, so that's why I shield. Unfortunately, it's just a Dragon Claw. They reach another one here. And now I clicked, and then I think I threw a move kind of thing. Go for a brutal swing here. They decided to let that go and 2 shield Cresselia in the back. So I felt like I got to start raising my attack here. So I throw a Trailblaze and they don't shield it. That's really unfortunate because I would have done a lot more damage. Able to get to 1 more brutal swing here before I'll get taken out. Clearly they shield that one. And then they get to a move, and it's just a grass knot, so I let that go through. Get to flame charge here. And I feel like they're going to throw, or they're going to shield this one out. Now I have one shield left. Grass knot, unfortunately, is what I shield. And I was trying to decide, I was like, if it's Moonblast, I think I live. If it's Future Sight, I think I would live. It's an interesting typing, the flying and the fire. Like, fire resists fairy. But I don't know how much it resists. I'm not sure how much it would resist a Future Sight. Anyways, good game to my opponent there. Well played. On to the next match. Started seeing a lot of Giratinas. Which is weird, right? Like, the team can handle them well. Guzzlord, as you can see here, can keep up with it quite well. Match shields, and you're typically going to win the matchup. And then you could play a little bit cheekier and switch out for the Ampharos, which has the Brutal Swing, which is also super effective. Or if they switched out, you can catch it with Ampharos. But here I had gone for, I think I went Crunch Crunch, and then went for the Dragon Claw instead. They bring in Snorlax. I think that I bring in Talon here, and my thought is Body Slam is going to hit for less damage on the flying type than it would for Ampharos. And then they've got an Empoleon in the back, and I think that I mess up there letting them get too much energy and do too much damage to my Talonflame before I switched, because I'm just barely able to make this Trailblaze here, and then I'll get taken out from that Waterfall. However, I do live it because I live it because I took them out, so I didn't register damage. But I feel like I'm just too low here. Body Slam's going to take me out, right? Good game to my opponent there. But I live. I just live, and I'm able to reach that fly, and it is boosted now, and able to take out the Snorlax. So I thought I had lost that one for sure. Managed to win there. Here, this one was interesting. Obviously, I want to switch right away into Talon and just incinerate down. Problem with that is their Zap Cannon would still hit for super effective, and also they would likely just switch out, and then my best answer is now taken out. So I stay in. I let the first move go through. I felt like they're going to Focus Blast. That's fine. I'll let it go, and then I can bring in Talonflame, right? They go for Zap Cannon, which surprised me. But I'm able to, I've got them into the yellow at this point, right? So I'm like, well, now even if I do go down to a Focus Blast, which I do, now I can bring in Talonflame, and a couple of Incinerates should take care of them. Unfortunately, right there, it doesn't quite take them out, so now I'm forced to use the shield, because this should be a Zap Cannon, and for some reason they Focus Blast. Maybe they weren't quite going to reach Zap Cannon. Bring in Swampert, and I've got, I think, 2 flies loaded here. First one lands, go for another one right away. Fully expecting a shield at this point. Yeah, get their first shield. And now what do I do? If I shield this, they're going to reach a move before I can get to another move here. Oh, I managed to get to a Flame Charge. So I probably had a fly as well. But Flame Charge is going to get blocked because the fly would have taken them out. And then I aggressively switch. I'm not really sure why they didn't throw there. They probably were trying to catch a move, but I'm able to throw the Brutal Swing, which is super effective against Grasilia. And now what I need to try to do is have a move when I'm done, right? So at this point here, I kind of want to take the move and then hope that I can farm down. I don't really hope, but just that's the goal. They're not going to be able to farm me down, but I'm hoping that I can farm down, and I do manage to get the farm down. Now, do I win CMP or do they have a move? I'm not 100% sure, but either way, I get the move priority and able to take them out. Close game, a little bit hard, like playing around there, but I'm able to get that one. So well done to my opponent. And that, like I said, was a 4-1 set. So I think overall I like the team. I got to learn how to play it a little bit better, but it is kind of fun. If you guys have these Pokemon, highly recommend trying them. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, leave a like or comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.